Today, take a calm breath and hear this. If you slow down and stay present with these words, the next 48 hours can begin to feel steadier, clearer, and more hopeful. Instead of fear, pressure, or dramatic promises, let this moment remind you that a brighter chapter can begin the instant you choose to pause and listen. Do not rush past this. Give yourself a real chance to receive something useful, peaceful, and grounding from it. My dear, beloved friend, remain right here for a moment. Do not hurry past what may help you. Something meaningful can happen when you give your full attention to the next few minutes. Between worry and hope, your next step is balanced. One path is filled with confusion and noise, and the other is filled with calm, wisdom, and renewed purpose. As you breathe right now, a quieter kind of clarity is ready to rise in your life. The pieces may not all be visible yet, but they can begin to settle into place. A fresh chapter can belong to you. However, that kind of change grows more easily when your heart stays open and your mind stays still. It can help to stay present long enough to let the message sink in. Everything in your day may feel like it is holding its breath, waiting for you to choose what kind of energy you will carry forward. Do not scroll past too quickly. For every second you stay here, you give yourself a little more room to settle, reflect, and breathe. Let this moment place something encouraging right in front of you. The mood in the room, the slight shift in your thoughts, even the way your chest loosens as you listen, do not have to be random. Sometimes a message reaches you at exactly the moment you needed a reminder to slow down. This is not about punishment, fear, or pressure. Think of it as an invitation. Do not leave before you have heard the whole thought. This moment does not have to be an accident. It can be the beginning of living with more intention than you did yesterday. You may be closer than you realize to a healthier, calmer, and more honest version of your own story. If you rush away too soon, you might miss a message that could have helped you see things differently. Do not race through it. Every second can matter when you are trying to hear yourself clearly again. Right now, all the quiet support around you, whether it comes from faith, memory, love, or experience, can help guide you back to center. This new chapter is about more than money, status, or appearances. It can be a sign of restoration, steadiness, and the peace you may have been asking for in your own way. There are still good things being prepared in your life, but time and attention matter. The next 48 hours, my friend, could feel different depending on whether you stay connected to what is good for you or fall back into noise and panic. The emotional frequency around you can rise when you stop feeding the fear that has been draining you. The people who doubted you may not understand what changed. They may not be able to explain why you seem calmer, clearer, and harder to shake. But the truth may be simple. Your growth starts to show when you stop arguing with every storm and begin listening for what is steady. Do not leave before the end. Do not let your mind jump away from the moment too quickly. My dear friend, what is arriving is not some dramatic performance. It may be a quiet transfer of focus, strength, and peace that was always available to you, but easier to feel when you become still. If you stay with this thought to the end, your next steps may start to feel more manageable, and the pressure in your chest may begin to ease as you hear the final lines. Your heart may begin to beat a little differently, or your hands may feel warm as your body settles down. that does not have to be fear. Sometimes it is simply the nervous system starting to soften. Your name, your life, your effort, and your quiet endurance still matter. One by one, the parts of your life that belong to healing, clarity, and courage can begin to reconnect. You are not here by chance if these words are helping you pause. You may be standing at the beginning of a needed reset. Do not rush past that. With each sentence, your perspective can grow steadier. Life is not always making you wait to be cruel. Sometimes it is creating room for you to notice what is ready. Your next season may not need loud approval to become real. There may already be a quiet kind of goodness waiting for you, simply asking you to stay present. Hold your place here for a little longer. The light around you can feel different when you look at your life with patience instead of panic. Your alignment grows stronger when you stop fighting yourself and give your mind permission to settle. Some promises that felt broken may still be healing in ways you could not see before. Some things that were taken from your confidence may not be gone forever. The pain you thought would define you may turn out to be proof of how much strength you were building in private. And life has a way of letting that quiet strength become visible at the right time. What felt like an ending can become evidence that you kept going when it would have been easier to give up. I want you to make a simple promise before we continue. It is not enough to only pass by your own life half awake. This can be an act of receiving. It can be your way of saying that you are stepping out of chaos and moving toward peace. If that helps you focus, you can even write Amen in the comments as a small reminder to yourself. Let it be a note of calm, not pressure. Let it mark the moment you decided to choose steadiness over panic. Stay until the end, because something you have been waiting on may begin moving quietly before this message is over. Big things do not always arrive with noise. Sometimes they begin as a shift in the way you think, breathe, or carry yourself. My dear friend, do not move away from your own growth too quickly. A timely reminder can appear just when you need it. People with insight, care, experience, or opportunity may cross your path in the days ahead. Doors can open in ways that are practical, healthy, and real. Soon, the sound of your breakthrough may simply be the sound of peace returning to your life. This moment does not have to be a fluke. It can be a turning point that happens in plain sight, because you finally allowed yourself to stop and listen. The current of favor can feel stronger when you give your attention to what builds you up instead of what tears you down. You may have spent too long carrying everything alone. Do not rush away from the possibility that your story can still change. Do not leave before the end. The encouragement you need is not far away. It may already be here, hovering in the space around your thoughts, gently changing the direction of your day. While you listen, notice the difference. Notice the breath, the quiet, the slowing down. What feels like a shift may simply be the moment your mind stops arguing with your own hope. The idea of a brighter future is not just a slogan. It can become a practice, a direction, and a real part of your life. If this message touches your heart and wakes something kind inside you, then let it make you more generous, more thoughtful, and more grounded. Tell a few people who need encouragement that they are not alone. Share something helpful with someone who has been carrying too much. When you pass on hope in a healthy way, you strengthen it in yourself as well. Let this not be a one-time spark. Let it become a daily way of living with more patience, more honesty, and more care. If this channel is a place where you find peace, insight, or perspective, stay connected to what helps you. Subscribe if you want more messages like this, and turn on notifications if that keeps encouragement close by. Let that choice mean something simple and real, that you want to keep growing, keep learning, and keep returning to what centers you. Before anything else, make sure your intention is clear. If it helps, write a brief, faith-filled or hopeful comment below. Let it come from sincerity, not urgency. Do not leave the page without taking one small step to mark the moment. You could write, "Today I choose peace," or "Today I begin again." Let yourself feel the words as you type them. It does not have to be dramatic to be meaningful. A short, honest sentence can remind you that your next chapter does not have to be defined by fear. It can be shaped by patience, courage, and a willingness to move forward one step at a time. While you listen, the atmosphere around you can seem different simply because your attention has changed. The ordinary air around you may still be ordinary, but your mind can start reading the moment with more care and less panic. There can be signs of progress all around you: healthier thoughts, better boundaries, clearer choices, and more space to breathe. Do not skip over that. If you stay with this to the end, something that has weighed on you for a long time may finally begin to loosen. People who hurt you do not have to keep directing your future. Their words can lose power when your sense of self becomes clearer. Right now, some of the clutter in your path may be easier to release than it was before. New chances can begin with one honest decision. The next 72 hours may not turn into a movie, but they could hold moments of clarity, relief, or unexpected kindness that remind you life is still moving. My friend, you may have been preparing for this kind of turning point for longer than you realize. The promise of a brighter future is about more than material things. It can be a confirmation that your life is still open to healing, correction, and meaningful progress. In a few moments, you may notice a small favor, a better thought, a calmer breath, or a sense that you are no longer chasing everything at once. That matters. You do not always have to chase blessings. Sometimes you make room for them by becoming more present. You may have reached a level of alignment with your own values that you did not have before. The pressure can begin to turn into purpose, and waiting can begin to turn into wonder when you stop assuming that delay means defeat. Hold on, because real change often begins quietly. You may notice your body respond with goosebumps, a deeper breath, or warmth in your arms. That can simply be your body settling as your attention returns to what matters. Each word can act like a small key, not to unlock fantasy, but to open doors in your thinking that had been closed by fear, noise, and exhaustion. The encouragement you needed months ago may arrive in a different form now, all at once, through perspective, patience, and the willingness to start again. In a matter of moments, you may remember that better days are possible. It does not mean every problem disappears. It means you are not powerless inside your own life. Your days can begin to feel fuller, steadier, and more grounded. Peace, stability, healing, and possibility do not always arrive as a flood, but they can gather around you when you stop chasing what was never meant to carry you. My dear friend, stay with me. The change may already have started. The walls that once trapped you can become reflections that teach you something about who you are and what you are here to build. Every mistake, loss, and delay can still be used for something bigger than shame. At this very moment, You may be close to the state of mind where new outcomes become possible. You might start noticing patterns that encourage you, numbers that repeat, songs that speak to what you feel, or messages from people you thought were distant. These do not have to be mystical proofs to matter. Sometimes they are simply the ways attention and meaning begin to reconnect in your life. With each breath, you can anchor the blessing of calm deeper into your day. Maybe this is not the end of your struggle, but it can be the end of feeling abandoned inside it. There is a kind of quiet in certain moments that very few people let themselves feel. Now that you have reached a place where something can shift, life may begin to lean toward you in ways you can actually use. The air around you is not magic, but your attention can make it feel alive. You may notice chills, calm, or an unexpected rush of emotion. All of that can simply mean you are present. While you are still listening, your reality can begin to change in practical ways. What used to slow you down can start losing its grip. Doors that once felt closed can begin to open through wiser choices, healthier support, and more consistent effort. A better future is not just about luck. It has a great deal to do with timing, clarity, and the way you respond to the moments in front of you. Staying here, listening, and reflecting can become part of that response. There may be a quiet restoration happening behind the scenes of your life. People you have not heard from in a while may return with apologies, gratitude, or opportunities. The light you carry can become more visible when you stop hiding from your own worth. With each breath, this promise grows stronger, that your story can still be rewritten with care, dignity, and hope. As soon as this message ends, you may feel a change that is simple, but real. Calm instead of stress, clarity instead of chaos, faith instead of fear. You are still on your way to something meaningful. Right now may be the time when a few pieces begin to work out more cleanly than before. You have been through storms that were meant to break your spirit. Even so, here you are, wiser than before, and still carrying light. A door that felt locked for years may not swing wide overnight, but it can begin to open through one honest, steady step. And what stands behind that door may include peace, stability, confidence, and protection. There is more to a fresh beginning than money. It can stand for overflow in the deeper sense, renewed relationships, healthier choices, better timing, and the return of dreams you thought were gone for good. Your life is not stuck in survival mode forever. It can move back into creation mode. Your name can become known in the right rooms for the right reasons, not because of hype, but because your value is clearer than it used to be. You have waited long enough. The waiting does not define you now. Nothing that is truly meant to help you becomes stronger because you panic. The movement in your life grows clearer when you become still enough to notice it. Pay close attention, and you may feel it. A softer pull in your heart, warmth in your hands, or a wave of peace all at once. That does not have to be a mistake. It may simply be confirmation that you are beginning to trust what is good for you. Every fear you carried before can start to thin out like haw under morning light. You are not the same person you were before this message began. As you grow, you keep becoming more fully yourself. The next chapter of your story starts when this message ends. In a few hours or a few days, the first sign may show up in a small but unmistakable way. You may be standing at a turning point that has been forming for a very long time. The energy around your life grows steadier each time you return to what is true, grounded, and worth building. Think of this as the start of a meaningful exchange, giving your attention to what heals you and taking back the focus you have spent on fear. The idea of abundance here can represent restoration, provision, and wise opportunity, not fantasy. Your chest may feel calmer, or a strange warmth may come over you. That can be a sign that your body is settling into a more centered state. This is not about pretending your problems are gone. It is about recognizing that hope can still have a place in the room. The energy that once worked against you does not have to define your future. Even people who doubted you may one day have to admit that something changed in the way you carry yourself. The support around you, whether you call it faith, grace, wisdom, or love, can help turn confusion into direction, tears into insight, and silence into a strong answer. In time, a message, a call, a number, or a name may appear out of the blue and remind you that life is still moving in your direction. You are not always being tested. Sometimes you are being prepared. There is not only a season of waiting in life, there can also be a season of receiving, rebuilding, and walking toward what fits. What felt locked can begin to loosen. The change may already be taking place as you breathe. You may be moving into a new part of your life where good things happen through consistency, grace, and healthier choices rather than constant struggle. Do not look away from your own progress now, my dear friend. You have made it through the hardest parts of certain chapters, and now life may be ready to return something steady to you. The stillness around you is not emptiness. It can be presence. It can be the moment your life begins to realign in quiet ways you can actually feel. What used to fight you may not disappear all at once, but peace can grow stronger than the noise if you keep choosing it. A brighter future is not just a number or a slogan. It can be a symbol of total renewal, the kind that lets everything connected to your name begin to shine with more honesty. Guidance, clarity, and provision can begin to settle into your reality through small, repeated choices. My friend, you are seen. Your effort counts. Your name can come up in rooms of influence and opportunity without you forcing every door. The right people, the right timing, and the right moments can still find you. If it helps you make this promise real, write. It is done in the comments. Let those 3 words mean something gentle and grounded, that the season of panic does not get to rule you forever, and the season of steady progress has begun. As you type it, let it be a way of aligning your intention with what is good, wise, and life-giving. Let it mean that you are opening the door to patience while closing the door to fear and resistance. This moment can be the seal that reminds you your path is changing. What comes next may begin to feel easier where there used to be only strain. In the next few hours or days, you may notice little shifts, an unexpected message, a lucky break, a practical opening, or a conversation that arrives at the right time. None of that has to be magic to be meaningful. Your choice to stay, breathe, and listen may be part of why you are able to notice it. Take this as a final reminder that your hope is not missing. It may already be here, closer than you thought. What is happening now may not be ordinary for you, because you do not always let yourself slow down enough to feel a moment fully. Your energy can begin to reflect completion rather than confusion. Projects, dreams, and relationships that felt unfinished may not stay that way forever. Some things can still be brought to a healthy close, and others can be given a new beginning. The idea of a brighter chapter is no longer only about material gain. It is about scale, meaning, and what becomes possible when faith meets wise timing. The support around you can help complete the goodwill that belongs with your name. Doors you never noticed before may begin to open one by one. Every second you stay is not about proving worth. It is about giving yourself the chance to recognize what is already changing. You are moving into a season of greater visibility. People who did not notice you before may begin to see your consistency, your calm, and your value. Let your story become an encouragement to others. Let your life show that patience and growth can still change a person in beautiful ways. The light in your space may seem different, softer, steadier, warmer. Sometimes that shift simply means your own attention has changed. Sometimes that is enough to begin a new chapter. You have moved from almost to beginning. The patterns in your life can be rewritten into something marked by healing, courage, and lasting good. This final stretch of the message can help anchor that change more deeply into your reality. Something new can start when this ends. Joy that grows, love that heals, and peace that lasts longer than a passing mood. You may be closer than you think to a meaningful turning point. It starts now with one simple choice. Stay present. The final turn in the lock can be the moment your story takes on a healthier rhythm. The future does not have to be loud to be real. Your path can be reshaped in quiet, careful ways through the blessing of time, focus, and renewed trust. What you thought was lost may yet be worked into your favor. This last stretch can be where endurance begins to feel worthwhile instead of exhausting. My dear friend, your perseverance deserves respect. You kept going even on nights when doubt was loud, and now that quiet endurance can begin to pay off in practical, human, and meaningful ways. The light you carry can bring good things with you into the rooms you enter. Nothing has to be perfect for progress to become real. Stillness is not emptiness. Sometimes it is the quiet arrival of fulfillment. You may have reached a point where provision feels more constant and hope feels more natural. In the hours ahead, you may notice small confirmations that what was promised to your heart has already started. The storm may not have erased every cloud, but it may no longer own the sky. The promise is still alive. The air around you can feel easier because your mind is finally opening again. Every hope that was hanging by a thread can still be guided into something steady. You may be at the point where life takes a deep breath and says, "Keep going." From here, let what you touch carry more peace than fear. There can be something sacred in silence. When you stop trying to fill it with noise, you are no longer only waiting. You are becoming proof that growth can happen quietly. Your energy may be stronger than it has been in a long time. Doors may begin to open on their own through timing, maturity, and grace. Even time can start working with you instead of always feeling against you. What once seemed far away can begin to feel close enough to touch. Between wishing and becoming, you may have already crossed more distance than you realize. My friend, your story can still be full of light. People may feel calmer around you because your own center is becoming steadier. The alignment you feel can be your life reconnecting with what is true. Delays do not have to follow you forever. Opportunities can begin to see you before you ever say a word. A new rhythm can begin when this message ends. Doors can rise where walls used to stand. The shift does not have to wait for another day. Every breath you take right now can be part of it. You may have reached a high point in your transformation from which you can finally see farther than before. All you have to do next is keep faith, stay grounded, and move forward. That is enough. You stayed. You heard what you needed. Now, let life finish what it began. These last lines can connect the tired version of you to the version that moves through life with more steady grace. Notice the stillness growing in your chest right now. That peace may be hard to describe, but it can still be real. A meaningful shift has been completed, and the seal on your name is no longer fear, but hope. As the light around your energy grows, it can begin to spread into every part of your story. Every memory that used to hurt you does not have to keep hurting you in the same way. Little by little, some of it can be transformed into wisdom. As fear fades, strength can grow. The symbolic transfer here is complete. From panic into steadiness. From confusion into direction. From scarcity into a wider sense of abundance that includes creativity, emotional health, spiritual clarity, and practical opportunity. You may already be standing in a stronger current than you were before. Feel the deeper peace around you. Let it be a reminder that you did not give up in the middle. You stayed until the end because something in you still wanted to believe that your life could change. That endurance matters. Take a deep breath. Your destiny may not be a fixed script, but your future can still be connected to hope in a bright and resilient way. Calls, chances, and breakthroughs can still arrive through good timing. This story has come a long way from pain to power. Soon, you may look back and realize that the hardest seasons were also training grounds for the rise you are walking into now. Step through the gate of favor that is opening in front of you. There is one more step of faith you can take before you walk through it fully. If it resonates with you, type Amen one more time in the comments. But this time let it sound like it comes from someone who has already started to heal. Let it be confirmation, not pressure. The sound of your steps moving forward can echo through a life that is finally making room for ease. You have reached the end of this message, but this can be the beginning of a better chapter. Things may start to feel lighter, clearer, and fuller from here. A circle of change may be closing around the old season of your life. You have been through battles no one saw, yet you never fully let go of hope. Your quiet faith and endurance still count. What may be coming next does not have to disappear quickly. There can be lasting alignment. The energy around you may feel faster, brighter, more alive because your attention is no longer trapped in the same fear. The message of a brighter future has done what it was meant to do. Remind you of restoration, healthy overflow, and the possibility of change. You may be moving from asking to receiving, from surviving to building, from hoping to beginning. My friend, look around you. Your world may not be completely different yet, but you may already be different inside it. The air can feel changed because you have become more open to blessing, wisdom, and growth. The support around you can send one last wave of peace into your day. Fear, doubt, and inner noise do not have to lead everything anymore. This is not only a feeling that passes, it can become part of your new reality if you keep choosing it. To make that shift more real, you could write, "I am the proof" in the comments. Let that sentence mean that you are willing to become living evidence of goodness, grace, resilience, and faith. Let it be a strong statement about who you are becoming. You may be facing something big, but it does not have to crush you. It may already be taking shape inside you as courage. Right now can be the quiet after the thunder, the calm after the breakthrough. You have come a long way through the turns, pauses, and delays. Still, here you are, steady, chosen, and harder to shake than you used to be. The energy of this message has reached its destination. It can now become a constant reminder of order, purpose, and growth, with grace instead of strain. You can receive what you need step by step. A quiet shield of calm can begin to form around your spirit. Your progress deserves to be honored. From now on, people may respond differently to the way you carry yourself. You may not be able to hide the glow of a genuine new beginning. A new season of your life can start now, one that flows more naturally because you are no longer dragging the same weight. The burden has been lighter than it was, and the reward of peace may already be close at hand. You are freer than you were before, free to love, to rise, and to shine in healthy ways. Keep the calm you feel now with you. When this message ends, let that calm go with you into the rest of your day. Let every sunrise call you back to what matters, and let every breeze remind you that good things can still find you. This is more than just a button, a comment, or a passing video. Let your amen be clear to the life you are trying to build. Let it show that you agree with a calmer, wiser, more generous flow. If this message encouraged you, you can like the video as a small way of saying yes to more peace this week. This breakthrough does not need to be hidden. The encouragement you receive can also be shared. When you pass this video along, you may be extending hope to someone else who needed a calmer word today. Let your cup overflow in a practical way through kindness, honesty, and support. If you have not already, subscribe and turn on notifications if that helps you stay connected to content that lifts you up. Let that decision mean you are committed to your own alignment and do not want to miss the next encouraging message that helps you stay centered. The next message does not have to be mystical to matter. It can simply be the next part of your growth. You did not find this by accident if it helped you breathe, think, and settle more deeply. Receive it as a message of protection, perspective, and hope, inviting you into a healthier way of moving through the world where abundance is not hype, but a life built with peace, purpose, and grace.